friends. I swear. If you look at my recent videos, it's like beep, 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 beep. It's all Janelle and Amber the last few days. Sorry. I promise I will have more diversity. It's just there's been a lot going on with this Janelle story. And it's like moving so fast that I can't even stand still and I don't even know how to stop it. And I keep getting information from you guys. So, get this. Remember yesterday how David posted on his Facebook that he was going to report Janelle missing, and then shortly thereafter it was learned that he had been served with a restraining order and he was going to report Janelle and Ensley missing because he could not locate them and he had no contact with them, right? Well, then he called Columbus County Sheriff's Office. You know, the same sheriff's office that have received over 19 911 calls from that property. Yeah, that guy, those people. The same ones when they were investigating Nugget said that they were doing it all for publicity, right? Okay. So, well, he calls them and he says that his dog, remember those 2 dogs that he got that he was showcasing in the world after everything happened with Nugget? Yeah. So those 2 puppies, I don't even remember what their names are, but you're going to hear it in the audio. Radar Online actually posted a clip of the audio yesterday. And it's a call to the sheriff's office to report them missing. Just listen to this. Hold on.
Central.
Yes, I think someone stole my dog, and I'm gonna make a report.
Okay, what address?
Road, Ringlewood.
Okay, and what is your name?
David Eason, E-A-S-O-N.
Okay, and what's your telephone number? Okay, and what kind of dog was it?
He's an Anatolian Shepherd.
Can you spell that for me?
A-N-A-T-O-L-I-A-N. Shepherd.
Okay. Do you have any idea who it was?
Well, I can tell you what happened. Me and my daughter, we were going out to my truck, so I could take her to school. And both the dogs are right in the front yard. And I just had to, hook my truck up to the trailer, do a few things before I could leave. And then I was going to feed the dogs. And when I went to get the dog food, after I got it, started calling the dogs, and they were down the driveway. And then I heard a car come down the road and stop. And my driveway's really long, so I couldn't really see. But I heard a car stop, and I heard the dogs bark a couple of times, and then one dog came running back. And the other dog has been gone ever since.
Okay, we'll get
I
somebody
didn't
out
see the
there.
car. Alrighty, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Okay. So, on the land, he had to get the trailer hooked up to the car to take Marissa to school. And then suddenly, he heard a car, the dogs barked, one came running back, and one disappeared. David doesn't have the best track record with dogs. He really doesn't. So I'm suspect about this, and I really hope this isn't what I think it is. It is interesting, though. I felt like he was almost trying to figure out a story when he made the call. Like he was maybe going to call to report his wife missing, and then he changed it to his dogs or something. Because he is yeah, I was hooking up my trailer, and then the dogs, yeah, they were running, and then, yeah, and then one came back, and the other one I haven't seen since. Now, I hope nothing bad happened to that dog. I hope it was just a neighbor that was like, oh, you look really hungry, because those dogs look really hungry, and you need a new home, and I'm going to save you from this guy that doesn't like dogs. So, this is what he's been doing, making bogus calls to the cops about dogs. And then after this happens, earlier, like that happens yesterday, and then the restraining order comes out, right? And then here's the interesting thing. Us Weekly and E! News get copies of the restraining order, which we know that, I know from experience that Janelle has relationships with both outlets. And E! News posts an article today that basically says the kids are doing great, they're thriving, they're doing better. She's not going to put Kaiser in school. She might actually hold him back because he's only 5, and just start him next year. And then E! News says the city that they're staying in, according to the source. And there's this like uproar on social media that E! News would print that. But E! News also got a copy of the restraining order yesterday from a source connected to Janelle. So I'm assuming, deductive reasoning, is that that same source told them where Janelle was. And so people are mad at E! News for printing it, but then can't you just be mad at Janelle's camp for giving that information out? And then that makes me like, how serious is this? You know, I know that this is a serious issue, but like if she didn't want that information out there, why would she allow a source or her? A lot of times when we use sources, you know, sometimes it's actually that person. Why would you want to put your location out there if you're scared of your husband? You know what I mean? Like, and here's like what she said. So Us Weekly gets a copy of it. And they print today that there was 11 incidences of abuse that occurred in their marriage. And she said that the first one happened shortly after they got married, and he got angry and grabbed and squeezed my arm, causing a bruise. That same day, he took my car without asking and would not tell me where the car was. Without the car, I couldn't easily leave home. And then she attached a photo of the bruise. She requested that they not allow him to post on social media. Then she talked about that video that I showed you earlier today where he was like telling her that she could die. And then she says that he took David, after that same day, after he took the video of David locking my car door with the car running and my son Kaiser in the car, he did this because he was angry with me. I had to tell Kaiser to unlock the car while Kaiser was trying to unlock it. David continuously locked it again with my spare key, scaring me and Kaiser. He's sending her like threatening text messages after she left the house. My goal in life is to make sure you regret leaving me. It's just all very confusing because on the one breath, they're reporting that she is scared, but then on the same breath, in another article with E! News, this is the quote, it says, "Everyone is breathing much easier about the kids' safety now. Kaiser should be in school in North Carolina in his kindergarten class, but she may have decided to now hold him back a year. Ensley is too young to be enrolled in school, so education isn't a big deal in the face of serious concerns for Janelle and the children's well-being. In fact, this source said Janelle has some extended family living in blank. And they said, while this family isn't necessarily the closest to her, it's the reason why she chose to be there. We knew she'd have their support regardless of the situation." So they released that information knowing it was going to disclose the city to E! News, knowing E! News was going to print it. So I'm just confused. If you're hiding and you're scared, why are you then telling the press where you are? And then why is the other press acting shocked that E! would report it when it's more than likely that the source came from Janelle or someone connected to Janelle? One step forward, 2 steps back. Every time. Every time. every time I feel like remotely sympathetic, then something like that happens. And everyone's mad at E! News. And I'm like, don't be mad at E! News. You can't kill the messenger. They literally got that from a source, right? And it's the same source that probably gave them the freaking like restraining order, which they would have had to have gotten from Janelle. So, because restraining orders are not always public, especially if they're just granted. They wouldn't have even been like uploaded yet. It's like, this doesn't make any sense to me. I don't want to discount like what to make of this. It's all so confusing, and I want to feel sorry, and I want to feel like this is a very serious situation, but then if it is a serious situation, then you probably shouldn't have people from your camp leaking information like where you're located if you are scared of being found, right? I mean, is that just me? I am of the opinion that if a source gives you information, regardless of what it means, if that person gives you permission to publish it and that source has permission from the person that gave that information to publish it, it's not the press's fault for putting it out. So why then is Janelle giving out her location, right? Because she's theoretically like the only person that has her location. It could be false information. That's a good point. I mean, maybe they're giving false information to make him throw off the trail. I have no idea. This is just what was on my mind tonight. So a dog is missing. Janelle is somewhere in Tennessee. E! News is reporting the city. I'm not going to say it. People are upset. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what you should make of it. Right now, I'm going to say no, on a restraining order, you can actually have your address kept private if you are concerned about the safety. So that can be redacted if you are the one requesting the information. That is available for most states. So her address would not necessarily be on the order from the court. So I hope the dog is safe. If you found that dog, David's looking for it, but you should probably just keep the dog because you could probably feed it better. And then that dog has a little brother, so you should probably go pick up the other dog. If you really liked that dog, there's another dog there that you could probably have too. There's a couple goats as well that need a good home, some pigs and chickens and hens and geese. And then there's a little girl there that's still there that a lot of people are concerned about. And as far as I know, she's still there. Unfortunately, he has custody of her. A lot of you guys are like asking what's going to happen with her. It's like he has legal custody of her. There's sadly unless Marissa's grandmother or her mother would like go to the court and request like an emergency hearing. I mean, there's not a whole lot that can be done. And we just have to hope for the best in that sense. And Marissa has been on TikTok a lot, so she's fine. I mean, she's posting videos. She looks sad and stuff, but she's not like looking terrible. She was posting videos like at least yesterday. So I don't know. Oh, the pig passed away shortly after Janelle left. They found it in the bush. That's what he said. So isn't that interesting? One of the pigs he suddenly finds in the bush, and then one of the dogs suddenly disappears. What's happening at the land? Is this retaliation? And that was another thing she posted in the restraining order, was that she put David's nugget stuff as a reason for wanting the restraining order. You guys, I'm not even kidding. All right, you guys. I'm going to go because my head's going to explode now, and I have to rethink and recalibrate about all of this. And then, you guys, there's this mysterious Twitter account that showed up that I'm not sure has really much to say. If they do, I will let you know. They claim to be exposing information about David or leaking information about Janelle. Nothing has thus been leaked yet, except for claiming that Janelle was in a shed one day smoking pot while Ensley was crying because she was hungry. and claiming that David takes care of the kids all the time and she doesn't care about them. But we don't know if it's actually like connected to them. And if it is connected to David, it would be really stupid of them to leak information because of the restraining order. So there's just a lot of messiness here. And we're just going to have to play it by ear because I feel like it's going to be a lot of these random updates about this situation because it's David and Janelle. I was hoping to give you a story about this woman in Pennsylvania that faked her cancer diagnosis and got arrested. There was another story I wanted to share about something else. I still have audio that I can share with you about Amber. My head is going to explode right now. So tomorrow will be a better day. I will try to get more stories out to you. Today was I was clouded. That's the best I got for you. Clouded in the brain. All right, you guys, I'll be back. I'll be on Instagram Live in a little bit. So if you want to join me on Instagram Live, I'll be just chit-chatting and having some laughs with you guys. And if you haven't yet followed me on Instagram, make sure you do. And I wanted to do a Todd Chrisley update. Do you guys want a Todd Chrisley update? Do you need some Chrisley in your lives? I could do some Chrisley stuff because Todd's doing some very funny things on Instagram right now. He's like posting people's information, like arrest records and tax liens and stuff. It's weird. He's really in another planet right now, in my opinion. So if you want some Chrisley, I can get you some Chrisley. They also want to go on the vacation to the Grand Caymans. Imagine having a federal case for 1 billion counts of fraud, 12 counts of fraud, and then asking the federal government, can I have my passport back so I can go Grand Cayman? I owe you guys a lot of money, but can I go to Grand Cayman for Christmas? Yeah, he really did that. All right, you guys, I will be back later, and I will give you that. If you want the Chrisley update, put it in the comments below. Bye, guys.